Hiya! Welcome! This is Minidisc Monday episode 12, and those of you who've been keeping a close eye on this channel throughout the month of July will know that it's been Bond month here, where there's been smule karaoke videos from me of some of my favourite Bond themes, and also quite recently you would have seen a special records roundup where I showed you how I'd started and built up a burgeoning James Bond soundtrack collection on vinyl. So what better way to close out Bond month here on the channel really than with a special edition of Minidisc Monday where I can show you a James Bond related minidisc, the only James Bond related minidisc to the best of my recollection anyway. And it is this one here, The Best of Bond, James Bond 007. So this is an album that has been reissued no end of times. I'm not sure when it first came out. This edition is from the late 90s, 99. It's easy to date it because the most recent track on here is from the Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies from 99. It's subsequently been reissued multiple times, probably every time there's been a new Bond film come out on other formats. But this one, to the best of my knowledge, is the only time this compilation ever came out on minidisc. I've had this minidisc for many years. I think it was reasonably priced, and when I say reasonably, I mean around the sort of £30 to £40 mark. But for something like this, with me being a big lover of the Bond movies and also the music from within it, this was something that I did want to pick up at some point, and I got it on, I think, eBay many years ago. We shall have a look at the disc itself. So there we go, nice image of a Bond girl and Pierce Brosnan's Bond there. It's also got the clear back here where you can see the artwork again. I do like the minidisc cases that come like that. Not an awful lot to see on the back of the minidisc, by the way, just telling you to look at the booklet for the track listing and a bit of copyright stuff. The booklet itself is pretty thorough, like it's got an essay in it which just tells you about the history of Bond and little bits about each film. This is really good actually. I've not read this since I listened to the album, and it's fantastic, just like a really nice synopsis for each film that had come out so far. And then we've got the track details, who wrote them, who produced them, etc. near the back. Plenty of nice artwork in that as well. This is a really nice album to have on minidisc. The one downside to it is that as more Bond films were coming out in the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, albums like this that have come out at a certain point do become sort of obsolete, but you know, there's some good stuff on it and it's a worthy addition to anyone's MD collection as far as I'm concerned. We'll go through the tracks. I won't speak too much on them because A, there's a lot, and B, I did rank all the Bond themes on my channel some months back. I'll leave a link for that video at the top of the description here if I remember, so you can go and see exactly what I thought of these songs here, and of course all the ones that came subsequently that aren't featured on this MD. So track 1 is the James Bond theme by the Monty Norman Orchestra, originally from Dr. No. You know, everyone and his dog has heard that. Track 2, Goldfinger from Goldfinger by Shirley Bassey. Track 3, Nobody Does It Better by Carly Simon from The Spy Who Loved Me. Track 4, View to a Kill by Duran Duran. 5, For Your Eyes Only by Sheena Easton. Number 6, We Have All the Time in the World from On Her Majesty's Secret Service by Louis Armstrong. I will talk a little about that because that's one I didn't include in my Bond ranking because it wasn't a Bond theme, even though it was heavily associated with that film being in it, especially near the end. What a beautiful song We Have All the Time in the World is. For me, it's like the music equivalent of getting a really big hug. Just Louis Armstrong's voice is just so comforting really, and it's just a beautiful song really, and fits what is for me perhaps the most underrated Bond film, On Her Majesty's, really well. Number 7, Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney and Wings. Number 8, Rita Coolidge, All Time High, which was the theme from Octopussy. Number 9, The Living Daylights, Aha, fantastic. Number 10, License to Kill by Gladys Knight. That's been a grower for me over the years, that one. The theme, that is. It's always been a great film. Pretty much all these films are great, really. Track 11, From Russia With Love by Matt Monro. Track 12, Tom Jones's Thunderball. 13, Nancy Sinatra, You Only Live Twice. 14, Shirley Bassey, Moonraker. For me, probably the weakest of the Shirley Bassey Bond themes, but she's still got a great voice. It's Shirley Bassey. You know, she really suits that sort of lounge 60s to 70s style that you'd associate a lot of Bond themes with. So I don't blame them for getting her in for a third time, really, to do the Moonraker theme. The On Her Majesty's Secret Service theme from the film of the same name by the John Barry Orchestra is next. 16, The Man with the Golden Gun by Lulu. 17, another from Shirley, it's Diamonds Are Forever, of course. Number 18, we get to the newer stuff, or newer when this originally came out. GoldenEye by Tina Turner, and the album ends, track 19, Tomorrow Never Dies by Sheryl Crow. It's a compilation of all the Bond themes and Louis Armstrong, which wasn't a theme per se, but you can consider it that if you want, up till 1999. We know there's been plenty more that have come since. Don't forget to check my ranking where I show you exactly where I would place all these tracks, and of course there'll be clips of them as well. That link is at the top of the description. But what a great album that. I love Bond, love the movies. I've read some of the books, not all of them. Admittedly, I need to go back and start finishing those books again. And I've really enjoyed Bond month this month, showing you the soundtrack albums that I've bought, of which some of this stuff will appear on some of those. And of course the Smules have been a lot of fun, as they always have been. Apologies if they've offended anyone's aural sensibilities. But that's it for this edition of Minidisc Monday. Hope you enjoyed the look at the best of Bond, James Bond, here on MD. I want to give special thanks to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. I'm going to go now, and please will you join me again in a fortnight's time for the next edition of Minidisc Monday. Cheers everyone. See ya!